Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. When you get done listening to this episode, you're going to manifest perfection. That is the goal of this episode. I want you to manifest perfection. Oftentimes I find people that come to me and they don't know what to manifest. It's not really how to manifest, but it's, I don't know what I want. That's fine, I understand that. You're constantly creating a reality by your actions and thoughts every day, every second. It's easy to get caught up in what's happening in the world. And it always seems like problems are coming up, right? Maybe you're having a problem with your business or a relationship or your house. So you're not really thinking about the future or the things that you want to experience. You're not thinking about what you want to manifest. What I want you to manifest is perfection. I want you to manifest the perfect life. I want you to manifest perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect joy. I want you to manifest perfection in all things. I want you to be an example of the perfection that is possible in the world. Now, if your mind has already gone to that place that says, well, I don't want to be a perfectionist. Perfection is impossible. The definition of perfection in the Oxford Language Dictionary, the condition, state, or quality of being free, or as free as possible from all flaws or defects. Or somebody can be the embodiment of perfection. I'm told that she is perfection herself. Or perfection can be the action or process of improving something until it is faultless or as faultless as possible. Perfection is a flawless state where everything is exactly right. Isn't that what we want to manifest? It can also be the action of making something perfect. Since perfect things are without fault or flaw, perfection is a perfect condition. Everything is 100% great. How good can it get? It can get perfect. Now, somebody might say perfection is impossible. It's part of what makes us human. The flaws and imperfections make each of us unique and beautiful. That's true. That sort of imperfection is perfection. Your unique, energetic blueprint, your soul, is perfect. So the argument that we're flawed and imperfect is wrong. It's not true. We are perfect. Our unique differences are perfect. When we're talking about looks or something like that, that has nothing to do with the perfection that we are manifesting. I want you to manifest a perfect life. They talk about perfection all throughout the Bible. Two word groups in the Hebrew Old Testament are translated perfect or perfection. Tamam and kalal. The former connotes wholeness, soundness, integrity, and often takes on ethical significance. It's perfect in all ways. It's good for everyone. It's in the best interest of all. The latter, kalal, connotes completeness, perfection, and can carry the aesthetic sense of beauty. I want you to manifest perfection in all areas of your life. Striving for perfection is an important process in humanity. It gives birth to new technologies, innovations, inventions, and ideas that seek to improve the lives of everyone, regardless of what field you find them in. Perfectionists make a mark. They make their presence known, and you can't help but feel their impact. I'm not telling you to nitpick. But what is perfection in human life? You are going to be able to answer that. But my argument is, within the realm of potentials, you exist right now in a single consciousness, in a single reality. Yet you also exist in infinite realities, many of them different. You have different jobs, you have different levels of health, you live in different locations, you have completely different lives, and they are all connected to you on a deep quantum level. They're available in the space of variations, and there is a perfect timeline for you where everything works out perfectly. Your health is perfect. You live a long life, if that is perfect for you. You live the perfect life. The food is perfect. The people in your life are perfect, and everything is perfect. And I want to manifest perfection for you. Perfection of human life is attained when one can understand that they are not the product of matter, but the fact that they are spirit. And as soon as you understand that you are nothing to do with matter, that is just a result of the light. So seeking out perfection moves you beyond matter into spirit. With your imagination, you can create perfection. One biblical scholar, Harold B. Lee, taught that the Savior strove for perfection, that Jesus strove. I am convinced that the Master was not merely thinking relatively when he said, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." Matthew 5:4-8. Would you suppose the Savior was suggesting a goal that was not attainable and thus mock us in our efforts to live, to attain that perfectness? Many would say it's impossible to attain that state of perfection. The Master spoke, "In this life we lay the foundation on which we build eternity. Therefore we must make sure that our foundation is laid on truth, righteousness, and faith." The Apostle Paul pointed to the course by which perfection comes. Speaking of Jesus, he said, "Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered, and being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him," saying that his suffering made him perfect. Also saying, "Let then no day pass, but that we learn from the great lesson book of Christ's life, his way to a perfect life, and walk therein to our eternal goal." In order to reach perfection, we must be awakened within ourselves about who we truly are. Now, in one passage, Matthew 19:21, "If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me." Many have looked at this as an example of Jesus saying that you have to give everything away in order to go to heaven. He's saying, if thou wilt be perfect. In this particular case, he did not have to be schooled on how to repent from adultery or from stealing or defrauding or murder. All these, he said, he had observed from his youth. But his question was, what lack I yet? The Master, with his keen discernment and the power of knowledge, diagnosed his case, his need and his lack to overcome his love for worldly things, his tendency to trust in riches. That was the remedy that he gave him. It does not necessarily mean the riches were bad. It was in that he had the riches beyond just those worldly goods. In the Apostle Paul's dramatic conversion, when he was physically blinded by the light, While on his way to Damascus, he heard a voice that said to him, "Saul, why persecutest thou me?" And from the depths of this humbled soul, there came the question that is always asked by the one who senses that he needs something: "Lord, what wilt thou have me to do?" Every one of us, if we reach perfection, must one time ask ourselves this question: what lack I yet? If we would commence our climb upward on the highway to perfection. When we look at perfectionism, there are three types of perfectionism. There's socially prescribed perfectionists, other-oriented perfectionists, and self-oriented perfectionists. The approach of healthy striving towards perfection can help people find middle ground between high performance and damaging overachievement, according to the psychology today. It's not about what other people think is perfect for you. Socially prescribed perfectionists are very self-critical. They feel immense pressure to be the best and worry others will reject them. Perceived external standards, which can come from the family or the workplace, culture, society, they can lead to anxiety and low confidence. You can get caught up in a pendulum, and the pendulum will tell you that this is perfect for you. Then there's the other-oriented perfectionists, the perfectionists who are other-oriented, as in they hold others to high standards, they hold others to perfection, and can be critical and judgmental, and they leave destruction in their wake. It's hard to build relationships under these conditions with people that are other-oriented perfectionists. Other people are going to tell you what you need to do to be perfect. So I want you to ignore those. I am talking about self-oriented perfectionism. Self-oriented perfectionists are organized and conscientious. They set high standards for themselves in their lives and careers, but are able to go after their goals. Their high self-oriented perfectionism is generally associated with the most adaptive traits correlated with greater productivity and success, including resourcefulness and assertiveness. They show higher rates of positive emotion and motivation. That is the healthy striving that psychologists say is okay when being perfectionist. Being a perfectionist is not all bad. Confront uncomfortable feelings like uncertainty and fear that are happening within and find out where they're coming from. Are they coming from others? This will help to understand what sort of perfectionism you're seeking. Enjoy the process of growing into perfection. You may not be perfect now, but it's a process of growth, and there's an outcome at the end where you are living happily ever after. Set realistic, high career goals for yourself. Ask yourself the question on a regular basis: what is perfect? I want you to ask yourself, what is perfect wealth for me? What is perfect health for me? What is perfect love for me? What is perfect enlightenment for me? This path towards manifesting perfection is healthy, and it's essential if you want to accomplish more. They get you started in dismantling maladaptive perfectionism, and over time, by asking these questions and ignoring what others are saying is perfect, you begin to have a healthy movement towards manifesting perfection. There's a hidden payoff in this sort of perfectionist behavior. You're not going to keep repeating behaviors unless they give you a positive benefit. It gets you radically honest about costs. It gives you a mindset that you can move towards. Break down your goals into smaller goals. What perfect thing can you do today? What perfect thing can you do this minute, this second? Celebrate your successes because you're moving towards this level of perfection. You are already perfect, manifesting a greater level of perfection. Don't get me wrong. You are not flawed in any way. though you may want to change some aspect of your current conscious experience in some way to make it more perfect. Perhaps you want to be able to sleep in longer. Perhaps you want to have a different job. Perhaps you do not enjoy your work environment. Perhaps you don't enjoy where you live. Perhaps you need to change your health in some way. Perhaps you need to find the love of your life instead of continuing on in a relationship that is loveless. Whatever part of your life that finds discontinuity is something that you can aim towards manifesting perfection. You can say it with me now. I manifest perfection in all things in my life with divine flow for my health, for my prosperity, and for all relationships. I manifest perfection. I manifest perfection in my life. Say that to yourself regularly. I am perfect. Invoke the name of God, the I am, and say, I am perfect. You're not lying. God is perfect. I am is the name of God. You're simply saying God is perfect when you say you are perfect. And you can outpicture this perfection in any way that you want. You can focus on even the slightest details to make your life perfect. Is it the chairs that you have in the living room? Make them perfect. Manifest perfection. Is there some aspect to your relationship that bothers you? Change it. Manifest perfection. Find a discontinuity in your life, something that troubles you, that bothers you, that you're thinking about often with a negative vibration. I manifest perfection in this area of my life. I manifest perfection. Say it and become this mantra. You can even sit and simply say, I am perfect, or you can say, perfection. Perfection. Now let me ask you an important question. How perfect can it get? When you start to think these thoughts, it starts to change your goals and it gives you a definite chief aim that you can move towards in all areas of your life. Don't accept second best. You have the infinite power of the universe within you. Galaxies, stars are created from the very mind stuff within you. You are perfect and can manifest perfection in all things. Allow this incredible power and light that generates from within you to outpicture itself into perfection. What you see around you is nothing more than a mirror, a reflection of within. It's a perfect mirror of what is within. To see something differently, simply change what is within you. Many of you out there are perfectly angry, perfectly hateful, and you're very good at it. You can manifest perfection in the wrong things. So we manifest perfection in all that is good. I manifest perfection in all good in my life. It's that simple. It's not difficult. You are aware of the changes that you need to make to achieve this perfection. So you ask yourself, what do I need to do to manifest perfection? Thoughts come up, and then you take those actions. If you don't understand what perfection is, ask yourself, what could make this perfect? How can I have perfect wealth? What is perfect love for me? That is the question I want you to continually ask. Those are the ideas I want you to continually think. You are moving towards perfection. Because there is a version of you in a timeline that exists. right now. Remember, all of time exists at the same time. There's a version of you that is living the perfect life, living in the perfect house with perfect health. Perfection is yours. Absolute perfection is yours. So let's take a moment and let's meditate on perfection. Just close your eyes. As you hear my voice, you begin to relax your body, sinking deeply into your bed or chair. Take a deep breath. And I want you to ponder for the next few moments, how can I make my life perfect? Ask yourself this question. How can I make my life perfect? And see what thoughts come into your mind. What answers came to you? I want you to imagine for a few moments what perfect wealth is in your life. How could you have perfect wealth? How would it come to you? What amounts would come to you? In what ways would it come to you? Make it perfect. Call upon your higher self to guide you to a realm in which you have perfect wealth, and I want you to see it now. Now, I want you to analyze your health. You can say with me, I have perfect health. And imagine right now, what is perfect health? What would it feel like in your body to have perfect health? How would you breathe? How would you see? What would your body be like? How would you feel in your mind, your skin, your heart? Really go deep into the feeling of perfect health in your body and life. Now I want you to evaluate the love in your life. What would be perfect love for me? Ask yourself this. Perhaps when I'm saying that, it's something other than a relationship, but if it's a relationship, what is a perfect relationship? How do you see perfect love in your life? Imagine it and see it. Ask yourself the question. Remember, you have to make it perfect. Not just okay with one person, but perfect. What is perfection in love in your life? Now I want you to imagine perfect service. You can offer the perfect service that's unique to you for others in your life in the perfect way, for the most people, perfectly, flawlessly. What would be the perfect service you could provide for the world? Now, I want you to find a perfect connection and relationship with God. Just the process of imagining this is perfect. You exist within this third density body now, yet you are something larger, something greater, something more wonderful. You are connected to a network of energy, a living universe. What would be the perfect merging between you and God in awareness, understanding, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening for you now? Imagine this. You have now entered into the domain of perfection. The divine counsel of perfection stands before you. You are now accepted into the infinite perfection that exists right now. Let this flow within you into all of your thoughts and actions. This striving, perfect, wholesome movement to perfection. You are now on track to move into a perfect life. In every way, shape, and form. Everything works out for you perfectly. Everything is working to your advantage. Something wonderful is always happening for you. You have manifested perfection. Now, rest in the gratitude of what you have manifested. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.